Welcome everybody, my name is Turbos. This is 93 Driving. Today we're driving a Mercedes GLE 43 AMG with a 3.0 twin turbocharged, producing 385 horsepower and 384 pounds of torque. For a car that weighs about 5,000 pounds, it'll get it from 0 to 60 in about 5.3 seconds. And it'll tow about 7,200 pounds. So, with that being said, you can tow that Porsche Boxster we tested last week, or if you do have a small boat, you can tow that as well. Now, let's get this show on the road and see what this GLE 43 has to offer. Here we go, driving the GLE 43 AMG. Yep, you can hear those crackle and pops, just like all the other 43s that we've driven. You know, we did the video last week on the Porsche. To be honest with you, we didn't get a lot of views, so I guess you guys are more interested in seeing these cars, these big SUVs with big engines, or just cars in general with big power plants. First, it's very smooth, very quiet in here. There's a little tire noise, but nothing to go crazy about. The steering wheel is super light. This is super. I mean, it's one thing. It's actually extremely luxurious because it's got the leather in the 9 and then it's got wood on top and on the bottom. So it's extremely luxurious in that regard, but there's no really feeling coming back from it. Let's see what happens when we get onto the twisty and on the highway, see if we give a little more feedback. We have it on Sports Plus because that's the way we drive here at 9 3. Overall, it doesn't make a lot of noise engine-wise when you're just cruising at regular highway speeds. So let's get her up here on the highway and see if we get a little more feedback coming from the steering wheel, and then we'll take it down our favorite roads and then see if we get any feedback from the brakes, and yeah, see how she handles. Now here we go onto the parkway. Yeah, I hear those crackle and pops. It's quick, but like I said, it's a car that weighs almost 5,000 pounds with only 385 horsepower, 384 pounds of torque. So of course it's not going to be lightning fast, but it does get this huge mass going at a pretty good rate, but it does not make your heart start pounding and sweating buckets. So let's get her down farther down the parkway. We'll get her on do our 0 to 60 test, and we'll take it down to twisties and see how she handles that. Here we go. Yeah, it's quick, but it's not, you know, like I say, it's not lightning fast. It's just a very heavy car, and the 384 pounds of torque is giving it all it can to get it up and going. And don't get me wrong, it's a quick SUV for a car that weighs almost 5,000 pounds, but it's definitely not a speed demon. So let's get on twisties and see what. Here we go down our favorite 9 3 road, and let's see all this in Sports Plus. Yep, you get absolutely no real feeling from the brake. And one thing is for sure, this car is extremely tall, and you could feel it pitching. So when you come into the turns, you got to make sure that you put on the clampers, because otherwise you'll be on your side. It feels that tall. It doesn't feel nimble at all. It just feels like a tall SUV with a lot of power, but it doesn't give you the confidence that you want to go around the turns quickly at all. Yep. We'll make it up the hill and see. This car does not like to be tossed around at all, and it's just meant for just cruising. Alright. My final thoughts. Yeah, it's just too tall. It doesn't like it. It's got plenty of power, but it's very tall. This definitely does not come close to how well that Porsche Boxster handled last week. Well, that one was just flat all the way around the corners. This one is tall. It's got plenty of power, but it's just tall, and you can just feel the weight. So let's get down to our final thought. All right, my final thought. But before we do that, how about we give it gas one last time? Hear that engine. Yep. So where it all comes down to is that this car is perfectly at home doing all the errands that you need to get done. Going to grocery store, going to Costco, picking up the kids. That's exactly what this car is for. It just has that AMG badge because it's got that extra power. Granted, it has that 3.0 twin turbocharged engine. Inside is absolutely luxurious as anything can be. I mean, it's got this brown leather is absolutely fantastic. There's brown stitching on the dash. The wood's amazing. It's got heated and cooling cup holders, so yeah, your beverage will always stay at the right temperature for you. Plenty of ample room in the back to carry adults, friends, kids. Plenty of room in the luggage to carry everything that we just spoke about in regards to shopping. Yeah, this car is just perfectly suited for somebody who just wants to be able to eat the miles, and when they need to merge or they need to get at any situation, they can just give it gas, and it's got enough gas, and it'll downshift quick enough to be able to help you maneuver yourself in any situation. But that's really technically what this car is all about. I mean, it's an amazing panoramic sunroof. I mean, it's just that it's a comfortable, quick SUV. It doesn't handle like a champ. Like we just proved, it's just too tall. It's too boxy also, which also makes it. That's actually one of the benefits, because remember when we drove the GLE coupe, you know, you gave up in space in the back, but this one gives you ample of that room, ample space. So, you know, that's what this car is for. It's got the power, and it's got all the stuff that you need, but it's not gonna make your heart rate, you know, skyrocket. So that's what it's catered for, and they do a pretty good job at it. And if you wanna, you know, you don't want your plain Jane GLE 350, but also don't want the full bonkers of a 63, this is pretty much right in the middle. So with that being said, thank you so much for your support. We had a great month last month. Views are up, subscribers are up. Again, if you're watching the video, you haven't subscribed, What are you waiting for? Great content coming, epic shows coming. Share the video, comment, it always helps the video grow. Hit the notification bell so that way next time you know when there's another video coming. And more importantly, have a fantastic day. And I always, you know, my such great gratitude towards JT, who's helping us with the cars to be able to go out and film. So his information is down in the link below. Once again, he's down at Mercedes-Benz of Arlington here in the Washington DC area. A big shout out to him, and a big shout out to everybody who has made last month great. Thank you so much, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video soon. Bye.